Alright, welcome back to Outcast PS4 Plays Minecraft. Um, yeah, so in the last episode what we worked on is we worked on the pumpkin farm. So this is the pumpkin farm. See how they all grow in the center? Every block filled. That way there's no empty blocks for animals to spawn. And then when you want to harvest, for some reason it's quicker to harvest with axes. You just come in here and you harvest it right up like this. And you don't have to worry about tilling that center area. I mean, it may turn back to grass, but it's not going to be empty long enough for animals to spawn, because pumpkins will just start to spawn on it pretty quickly. So that'll keep pretty much animals out. I don't think they're going to fall in from the sides. But then you could basically put another one right here, and that's the same size as a wheat acre. Two of those side by side are the same size as a wheat acre. And as you can see, once they get going, they respawn pretty quickly. So before you know it, you're going to be drowning in pumpkins. Now, in this episode, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to harvest a ton of sand. A ton of sand without screwing up your desert. It's a little bit more time consuming, but it's eco-friendly as far as I'm concerned. There's that term again, eco-friendly. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make some jack-o'-lanterns. We're going to take those pumpkins that we just made, and we're going to create, we're going to make them so that they're like light blocks. And it takes a torch and a pumpkin, and we're going to turn all our pumpkins into jack-o'-lanterns. And the reason for that is because we're gonna get our sand from underground or underwater, and that's what the shovels are for. And the fences are for. I think I need maybe a little bit more fence. No, we're good for now. So lucky for us, we have some underwater area here. We're gonna start over here where this river begins. And I really don't... Do I have dirt? I do have dirt. So here's what we're going to do. Since this is a precarious area here, I am going to replace these with dirt. Oh, and you're going to need a bucket too. So the first thing that I do is I take out this first section. The easiest part is the surface sand. And that has all pretty much... And this is where you need a bucket for. This is flowing water. So grab the bucket. And boom. So then the next level I take is this level. And as long as your tool is above the water, you can actually harvest it pretty quickly. If you're under water, it's a little bit slower. And then you got to pay attention to your water bubbles. And then you just swim back up to get an air breath. Now when you're close to the surface, that's cool that you can just swim up. But sometimes you get real far underwater and it takes too long to swim to the surface and to the top just to get a breath. So that's where the fences come into play. The fences, when put underwater, create an air pocket around them. So if you stack two fence posts on top of each other, whoops, probably should have breathed. If you stack two fence posts on top of each other, they create an air pocket at your head level where so you can breathe. Now what the jack-o'-lanterns are for is because the further you go down, the darker it gets. See how it's getting darker? And you just throw a jack-o'-lantern. and you can see what's going on. And then to breathe, you throw 2 fence posts, and there. Now you can replenish your breathing, and this is how you mine underwater. You have these little breathing stations under the water, where you can go to the surface. And that's basically underwater sand mining. You'd be amazed at how much sand is basically just sitting in your rivers that you would never normally touch. There's just tons of it. Now the downside is there's no sandstone down here, so you have to use the sand that you collect to create sandstone. Your other option for sandstone is maybe to dig like a hole in the desert and just kind of under skim the surface and get any low hanging sandstone. But you got to be careful, because once you start to take sandstone out, if it's just sand right above it, all that sand is going to cave in on you. To me, this seems a little bit more friendly to the environment. You're not really noticing that I'm altering the world landscape. It's basically strip mining for sand, but without any major visible ramifications to the beauty of the world. And as you can see, right now, this is how you can kind of see with it being daytime. Now at night, this obviously becomes difficult. Now you can spend the night underwater salvaging sand by using breathing posts, but if you're close enough to the surface, skeletons can shoot you from the surface. So if you're trying to ride out the night, we are going to have to fix that for sure. Yeah, we'll have to fix that. As a matter of fact, we got time? Yeah, we got time to go fix that. And because going against the flow, man, that's hard stuff. And I like to collect as much sand as possible. So let's go get some dirt. I think I got some over here. I'm not sure. I'll have to consolidate all my materials in one storage facility, I think, sooner or later. I do have some dirt. Good. Let's see if we can fix this, because if I remember right, we got coal that's down there as well that we never came back to collect. Alright. Just kind of fixing up the mistake. I think that did it. That did do it. Excellent. Get my dirt block back. And I think we'll take this sand too. Excellent. So as you can see, that whole section of sand has been removed, and here we have some more at the bottom. So what we're doing is we're just gonna find the edges, and as you can see, they're all interconnected. Whoops, I need to breathe. They're all interconnected. I mean, it's just. But you can, like I said, you can breathe down here as long as you want as long as you have a breathing pole. You just hop in, use the breathing pole. And you can also repurpose it just like that. But as you can see, it's getting really dark down here. And that's where those jack-o'-lanterns come into play. They're basically torchlight that you're able to use underwater. And it's getting dark here. I can't really see. We'll throw a jack-o'-lantern down. Get a breath. Yeah. So this is underwater mining. And you could basically be down here the whole night. I mean, it's literally, you just mine away sand. You keep the breathing post down here. You can obviously come in here and kill squids with safety very easily. You just, squid hunting is very simple with underwater mining. And it's dark outside right now. I don't know if any monsters spawned, but we do have a few minutes here, so let's see if we can locate some spiders and maybe get some string, because then we can start working on our chicken farm. There's a spider. There's a couple spiders right over here. Look at that, and a zombie. But I'm not so much worried about the zombie as I want. Oh, an Enderman's up here too. There's a string. I thought I saw another. We're not gonna mess with that Enderman. Thought I saw. Yeah, there's a. Get as much string as we possibly can. The buttons trigger's not as responsive as it was on a 360 when I played. Might have to get a little bit getting used to that. He didn't really drop any. What do we got? 4 string. Now, Endermen, you want to be careful with them. They're pretty much a peaceful mob, unless you piss them off. And the way you piss them off is by looking at them in the eyes. But you can actually, darn it, I don't have a pumpkin. You can actually look at them in the eyes and you won't piss them off as long as you're wearing a pumpkin on your head. So we're just going to make sure that we don't look at them directly because we don't want them to attack us. And I want to find some more spiders, so let's move back towards our house. See if we can find some lingering around. There's another Enderman right there. Coming up on the 14-minute mark here. Deserts are really cool. You can kind of see mobs pretty well in advance. Surprised I don't have more spawned up over here. There's a zombie. Oh, there's some creepers. And there's skeletons, and now they appear to be spawning in force. And I think that's going to be the episode. Again, this has been Outcast PS4 Plays Minecraft. You search for us on YouTube with Outcast PS4 Plays Minecraft, or by searching for Outcast Gaming. You can follow us along when I broadcast and record on Twitch. And this is all done via the PS4 and its file sharing programs. Again, it's been a pleasure. If you've enjoyed the video, go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you next episode. Thanks again. Peace.